Hello, I am Andrew Smith from the Open University Cisco Academy Support Centre. Today, I'm going to explore assessment or academic assessment or how to blend vendor assessment in with your academic program. I've had the privilege of working in further education and higher education over 27, 28 years. And in that time, I have seen that the evolution of many academic programs in the UK and internationally. I've helped design national programs around national frameworks from what we would call in UK entry level all the way to level 7, which is postgraduate. I've worked on vocational qualifications, I've worked on academic qualifications. I've designed degree programs, postgraduate programs, and I've designed specific modules, as well as shared validation panels for programs as well, nationally and internationally. Does it mean I know it all? No. Does it mean that I've got considerable experience in this domain? Well, yes. Yes, of course. Yes, within the specific domains of applied computing, advanced network engineering, cybersecurity, and in the broadest sense, computer science. Challenge with vendor for a lot of organizations is it's perceived as not academic. However, the design of programs by people like Cisco Netica is highly academic. It's very good learning design and it follows a lot of the pedagogical principles we are used to in academia. And it's a very comfortable blend of practice using practical tools like Cisco Packet Tracer or real equipment, academic where students have got to go and research and discover and decide and design and define, and then knowledge where they've got tests, but not simple multi-choice tests where most people are guessing the answer. They're not that simple. You really need to know the answer and what the question means and read the flipping question to get it right. So at each level, the bar is actually set quite high. In my academic practice, I've been able to blend Cisco qualifications and in the past AWS, Microsoft, VMware, Linux, and others into my academic modules. Currently, I'm mainly using OpenEDG and Cisco, but I should say of my current time and my current practice. So, taking for example the CCNA on Netacad from Cisco, which we've been working with for the longest at the Open University, 20 years to be exact. What we do is we blend the module exams and the final exams into what we call our TMAs, our tutor marked assessments, and our EMAs, end of module assessment, where we collect the grades from the students. Now on NetAcad, we can set a set of rules that make it more challenging, give the students fewer chances to collaborate, and take their first result as the final and only result. And we probably, over the modules, don't give them more than 20% credit on the assignments for this. Now, 20% sounds a lot, but actually it's not enough to pass. So if the students just focused on Cisco assessments, well done. Even if they got 100% throughout on assessments, which is actually more unusual than it seems, well done, but they don't pass. Then we design our own practical assessments. I'm not going to go into details, but I do use hands-on equipment in our day schools in centres around the UK where we've designed our own complex practical marked assessment and we designed our own packet tracer assessments as well as adapted some of the packet tracer activities from Cisco. Combined, they're probably worth in some cases 30, in some cases 40% of the overall assessment. So now combined with the knowledge based, the multi choice or drag and drop or whatever online exams, that might be worth 50, no more than 60%, but it doesn't get them a good grade. It gets them probably a passing grade. What we also do with the practicals is we add a level of criticality. The student just doing the practical isn't good enough. The student explaining how they did the practical or solving complex tasks that we have set is quite important. We need to know the how, what, why, where, and within of each of the things they do. So we sometimes have students doing a specific troubleshooting task we get and getting very upset that they haven't got full marks. They might have solved it, but they haven't necessarily explained what it is, why it is, and how they went about solving it, which is always quite discriminating in an academic sense and sets different students apart from each other. Then we do our own academic research based essay style questions, but we get them going out and looking at a range of different disciplines, and we make it quite challenging. And we've been working over time to actually make it less AI friendly. I have no problem with AI for research. I have no problem with AI to sort of just set your mind around what it is you're going to do for the assignment. But don't give it to me, because what we often do is we see AI results and it's not the best, and the students get the mark they deserve, which ain't necessarily the best mark. But we get them to explore, critically compare, and do whatever it is they need to do within the essays. And then that's worth the final 30 or 40%. So for a student to get a distinctive grade, a first class grade, or a grade over 85%, which is our first class boundary. We actually set quite a high first class boundary at the Open University. They've got to be really, really good in the knowledge, the online exams, in the practicals, whether it's hands on or simulated through Packet Tracer. And we do use NetLab as well. And then finally, with the essay, there's got to be a high level of research and criticality. We find that the students on the bell curve tend to fall somewhere around the middle, and that's because the way we've designed the assessment is to discriminate, is to ensure that it's a strong student academically, a strong student practically, and a strong student with knowledge. And the result is that they tend to do much better at the Cisco or other vendor certifications if they're then operating in the 70 plus mark with our academic design. So hopefully you'll find this quite useful. I'm Andrew Smith from the Open University Cisco Academy Support Center, and I've just been talking about how we use assessment.